G'day everyone, Matt Elder Family Bricks here. What is Madame Tussauds London like now? It is reopened with COVID-19 measures in place. Is it worth going? What has changed? What is the experience like? Is it good for little kids, etc.? We will cover this in the video and give our thoughts and first-hand experience as a family. We will do a full walkthrough tour of Madame Tussauds London. This video is brought to you by McCatsim Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs. Great for a week's holiday or a weekend escape, being just over an hour east of London, UK. Treat yourself to amazing sunsets, a Lego wall, or great food. Visit www.macatsim.com and mention this YouTube video and we'll look after you. Madame Tussauds is in this location in Baker Street, which has been there since 1835, so just shy of 200 years. So getting here, it's really close. You've basically got Baker Street train station there, and then Madame Tussauds is right here with a queue, main queue there. In this video, we'll look to address if it's good for young kids, because we have some young kids and we're a bit hesitant to take them there, thinking they might get bored and it won't be of interest to them. We went on Sunday, September 20th, 2020, and got there about 20 minutes early when it opened at 10 AM. Thus, we were first in line, and when we go through, we basically had the rooms to ourselves, which was great for shooting footage, as pretty much it's only just us in the frames. The general admission is through the unlabelled door number 2. They labelled door number 1, but not number 2, so it's this general queue here. All the general corona processes these days, so they got temperature checks, wearing masks, face sanitizers, those sorts of things. Once you get in, you go through some red carpet stairs up into an elevator to take you further up to the top.
If we see a sticker with Shrek and we tell one of them, we get a surprise for man.
We did end up seeing the Shrek and the sticker, but there was no staff around to tell, so that was a bit of a letdown. So out of the elevator, past this digitally animated scene of London, and into the first room, which is mainly A-list Hollywood movie stars. Morgan Freeman, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Angelina Jolie, some other randoms I'm not really too sure of, but somewhere relax on the couch. Some K-pop with Gangnam Style. Kids having a fun little dance around. I've had to kill the audio so I don't get pinged with copyright issues over the music. Some random singer, and I'm just getting too old to know who they are. And the kids just going through and striking a pose. Then it's over to an Aliens film section. The initial part of this is quite well done in terms of setting the mood and going through like the little corridor here. There is a section where you can actually bypass this if it seems a little bit too terrifying for the kids. So then you've got one of the waxes set up there where it's had one of the things burst out of the person, and then you wander through to another room which has like the eggs or little larvae. I can't remember exactly what they're called. Kids didn't seem too worried about that. And then they go into another room here, just some more skulls and bits and pieces, and completely walk past the xenomorph, which is right here. And this is where I felt this section was a little bit of a letdown, because while that's flashing and it's all interesting, things like that there, kids didn't even see it. Had to end up calling them back to actually come back and see it. And it's purely just done with wax and lights. There's no animatronics or anything, so a bit underwhelming. Through to Kong Island, just set up there. Big monkey, ape, gorilla head in the background. The mouth moves slightly and the eyes blink, but a bit ho-hum. A mashup of films with Charlie Chaplin, Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes, E.T. and Hunger Games. Daniel Craig, Judi Dench, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis. Shrek and Tinkerbell, and kids not really sure what they're meant to be doing. All being watched over by a summer blockbuster fan director extraordinaire, Steven Spielberg. A little setup of The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock, and another setup for the Psycho scene in the shower. From there you're heading into the sports section, Wembley Stadium, a little boxing setup that you have there, swinging around into some track and field, Usain Bolt, Jessica Ennis, and from there going around through to some of the other sports such as tennis, Sachin Tendulkar in the cricket, and flashing around to a fashion week. Some soccer or football, depending upon where you are in the world. Pelé, Sachin Tendulkar again. random boxer, and going around to the fashion week we mentioned earlier. And it wouldn't be Blighty without some royals, so just kicking off with Henry VIII, some other ones, going around to Princess Diana, current British royals left to right, Prince Charles, Camilla Parker Bowles, Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Philip, Kate Middleton and Prince William, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. On to world leaders, Chinese President, United States President 45 Donald Trump, current Boris Johnson in Downing Street, and Sir Winston Churchill. Dalai Lama, around to Barack Obama, Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy. Now into the music section with the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, Ed Sheeran, Pink, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Madonna, sorry green shirt guy, don't know you, Britney Spears, Eddie Mercury, Adele. And now just stopping for a cup of tea with the Queen while we take in and relax for a moment. Next section shows the process in making a wax sculpture, with Beyonce being the subject from the sitting, to the sculpting, to the armature, to the moulding, to the finishing touches, and then coming around for other influential people that have been associated with all this area. Now something the kids can really start getting interested in. Marvel Hall of Heroes, kicking off with Nick Fury, kids trying to strike a pose. Right, our attention span is done. On to the next section. Round the corner, up some stairs, onto the next split level, trying to touch some screens.
Spiderman! Oh, look at I see him! It's Spiderman! And then the Beetles! Spiderman!
As you can probably tell, we're quite excited to see Spider-Man and a couple of Spider-Man poses with some thrip. On to the next one, which happens to be Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. So in for a quick photo, and then off to Hulk, who is actually quite a big size. From here, up some stairs to kids are completely into Iron Man these days. So much so they just ran straight past Captain America, didn't even give it a second thought. So happy to have their picture taken with Iron Man. The Marvel 4D cinema is actually closed. Just before COVID-19 they started doing some renovation works. COVID came along, they've been shut down, and they haven't been able to do anything since. So it might be a while before that's opened back up again, which is a real shame. And the place is split over many levels, so there's stairs going up and down and things. So if wheelchair and things, access might be a little bit more interesting, but there are lifts around as well. And now off into the Star Wars section. Starting off with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Which of course the kids love and want to have their photos taken with as well. From here, it's off to Mustafar with Anakin, as we saw in episode 3. And I think that part was pretty self-explanatory. And then we're running off to see what else is around. And the long-running debate within the Star Wars community. Now, who shot first? Han Solo or the kid? And we are so excited that we just want to run off to the next one and see what it is. Not quite, son, but close enough. We'll get there. Another quick photo op. Oh, you've now had your 1 second to get that photo, so on to the next one. Here in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon with your right-hand mate, Chewbacca, and a quick jump to lightspeed, with a quick check behind you to see if any Imperial forces are following after you, before getting bored and moving on to the next one, which is the Imperial forces, a couple of stormtroopers, bang bang. I think I'll let the youngest tell you what's next. And another quick photo.
Mommy, could you take a picture?
Little one reaching out for his new father, Darth Vader, with the climactic scene from Empire Strikes Back on Cloud City. And from Episode 6, Star Wars Return of the Jedi, we have in Jabba's palace, Slave Leia, and the almighty Jabba the Hutt. And from the climactic scene in Return of the Jedi, we have Darth Vader facing off against Luke Skywalker in the presence of Emperor Palpatine. With a little help from somebody posing, and maybe using a little bit of the Force. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad. So obviously BB-8 and Rey from the sequel trilogy with one final last pose. And the most exciting stop for the kids, the gift shop, which unsurprisingly is filled with some Marvel merchandise. There's actually a fair bit of Lego of all the Avengers, Madame Tussauds branded bits and pieces, and naturally, being one of these sorts of London iconic landmarks, being all the various London and UK related stuff. And randomly, Robin Williams by the exit, which almost feels like he was somewhere else, and over time he's just being bumped and relegated to the exit. The taxicab ride was closed due to COVID, and I think this is one of those nonsense things where people are just blaming COVID when it's got nothing to do with it. Merlin Entertainments owns Madame Tussauds, and they also own other attractions like Legoland and Chessington's World of Adventure. Click around the video for other Merlin Entertainment attractions and how they've been operating in COVID situations. They have other rides such as Ninjago and Laser Raiders, which are much more hands-on in a similar sort of vein in an enclosed space, and yet those are able to function properly, yet this one isn't. So the same overarching owner, but very different approaches as to what is appropriate and what is not. It's inconsistent and the consumer loses out. Is Madame Tussauds worth it, and will little kids like it? This is one of those it depends type answers. I think if you have Merlin passes and want to check it out, and are not too fussed about the London cab ride and the Marvel 4D cinema not being open, then possibly okay. The 4D cinema being closed with no renovation works after 6 months isn't due to COVID, but mismanagement. The 4D cinema is open at Legoland, again owned by Merlin Entertainments, so it isn't COVID stopping the operational aspect. If you are paying full price, I'd be doubtful it is worthwhile. We were in and out in about 20 minutes. The kids enjoyed the Marvel and Star Wars sections at the end, but the first 2/3 they weren't really into. We were apprehensive about this as they didn't really know a lot of the movie stars, historic personalities, and musicians. Maybe as they get towards teenage years, it might be more relevant to them, but this is their thoughts on Madame Tussauds.
What I liked about it was seeing all the characters in the Marvel thing. I liked the thing because it was really fun, and there was Iron Man in it in a whole Avengers section. So if you like Thor, Hulk and all those characters, then they're there. And there's a very big Hulk too.
Would you like to come back?
Yes. Please like, share and subscribe because this is a family video.
If you've enjoyed and or gotten something out of this video, then hit that thumbs up button or even consider subscribing. Would you go? If you've been, what did you think? Sound off in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. At the moment, generally with no foreign tourists in London, visiting castles and other attractions are fantastic days out, particularly if you get annual passes that allow you into multiple attractions, because the places are virtually deserted or serious restrictions on numbers with letting people in. Check out this one on the Tower of London, which has 10% of its normal tourist numbers as there's no foreign tourists. Check out Merlin Entertainment's Sea Life London Aquarium or London Eye, as both are better value at the moment. Alternatively, here are some other videos you might enjoy. That's it from us here at Family Bricks. Until next time when we talk about all things lifestyle.